They thought she would cry. They thought she'd run away and never come back. But as Mia stood in that freezing locker room, her hair dripping, her clothes gone, and the sound of their laughter echoing down the hall, she didn't cry. She memorized every smirk, every voice, every detail. And what they didn't know was that she had something none of them expected: patience. Because some revenge isn't loud. Some revenge is so perfectly calculated, it changes lives forever. It started 3 weeks after Mia transferred to Crestwood High. She was the new girl, quiet, observant, with a sharp mind that most people overlooked. Her family had moved across states after her father's job loss, and starting over wasn't easy. The girls at Crestwood had their cliques, their rules, and their unwritten territories. Unfortunately, Mia had unknowingly broken one. That territory was Ethan Blake, the star soccer player with messy brown hair and a smile that could probably sell magazines. On Mia's third day, Ethan held the library door open for her and even joked about the heavy stack of books she carried. That small kindness was enough to spark whispers, and whispers were enough to paint a target on her back. The target came in the form of 3 girls, Harper, Kayla, and Zoe. They weren't just popular, they were untouchable. Their parents were wealthy, their names were in every school committee, and they could smile sweetly at teachers while ruining someone's life behind closed doors. Mia had heard the rumors, but she kept her head down until the afternoon it happened. The bell rang after gym class, and Mia headed toward the girls' locker room. Her PE teacher had kept her back for a question, so most of the girls had already left. She didn't notice Harper, Kayla, and Zoe lingering in the corner, whispering to each other, until it was too late. The moment Mia stepped into the shower area, someone yanked her towel away. She spun around in shock, only to see her clothes gone from the bench. The sound of a phone camera clicked, followed by the giggles of the 3 girls. "Might want to hurry, Mia," Harper smirked, holding Mia's shirt just out of reach. "Wouldn't want the boys' team to walk in." Mia's cheeks burned, but she refused to beg. She walked, dripping wet, to her locker, ignoring the cruel laughter. But when she opened it, her locker was empty. They had taken everything. By the time she finally got dressed in her spare PE uniform, the bell for the next period had rung. As she stepped into the hallway, she realized every eye was on her. Someone had already posted a blurry video online. The comments were brutal: emojis, nicknames, and captions that made her stomach twist. That night, lying awake in bed, Mia didn't cry. She didn't tell her parents. Instead, she replayed every second in her mind. She thought about Harper's phone, the smirk on Zoe's face, the fake concern in Kayla's voice as she pretended to help. It would have been easy to lash out, to shout at them, to involve the principal. But that would make her look desperate, like another victim in a long list of girls they'd humiliated. No, she decided something else. If she was going to get them back, she wouldn't just embarrass them. She would make sure they couldn't stay here. She would make Crestwood High unlivable for them. And the best way to do that was to let them destroy themselves. Mia started small. She didn't avoid them. In fact, she began greeting them in the hallway, her voice light and cheerful. She knew it confused them, victims weren't supposed to act unbothered. But while she played the polite, harmless new girl on the surface, she was working behind the scenes. She learned their schedules, who they talked to, which teachers liked them, which ones didn't. She noticed Harper was secretly failing math but had perfect grades on paper. Kayla was hiding the fact that she had been skipping volunteer hours she bragged about online. Zoe had a boyfriend from another school. A boyfriend she wasn't exactly loyal to. Mia didn't spread these secrets herself. That was the brilliance of it. Instead, she fed little hints to the right people: Harper's rival for student council, Kayla's teacher who was strict about attendance, Zoe's boyfriend's sister. She watched from a distance as rumors began swirling, slowly shifting the spotlight onto them. Then came the big move. The spring fundraiser was the school's biggest event, and the 3 girls were in charge of the online donation page. Mia had already noticed Harper kept her phone unsecured during lunch. All it took was one accidental bump in the cafeteria, Harper's phone slipping into Mia's hands for less than 30 seconds, and a file quietly transferring to her own. The file. Screenshots and videos. The ones they had taken of other girls before her. Stored in a hidden album, some even captioned with cruel jokes. It wasn't just bullying, it was evidence of harassment. Mia didn't post it herself. Instead, she created an anonymous email and sent it directly to the school board and several parents. Within 48 hours, an emergency meeting was called. Teachers looked shaken. The principal's voice was tight when she announced that certain students were under investigation. The three girls tried to laugh it off, until their parents were called in. Until their friends stopped talking to them. Until they were suddenly removed from every group project and barred from attending the fundraiser. By the end of the week, the video of Mia in the locker room had been quietly deleted from every platform. By the end of the month, Harper, Kayla, and Zoe were gone, transferred to private academies in neighboring towns. When Mia walked through the halls after that, people didn't whisper insults anymore. They nodded, some even smiling. She never told anyone what she did. She didn't need to. And sometimes, as she passed the empty lockers where their names used to be, she allowed herself the smallest of smiles. Because revenge, when done right, doesn't just end the story. It rewrites it.